There's only one way to fly in style between Australia and New Zealand, and this is it. Join me in luxury across the Tasman with lie flat seats, delicious food, a bar in the sky, and unbeatable views. Hi, my name's Adam. I'm at Sydney Airport and today we're travelling to Christchurch. But it's not just any international trip, we're travelling on an Emirates A380. Yes, the largest passenger jet in the skies. We'll be travelling in business class on the upper deck, so it should be something special. Come along and find out what this 3-hour trek is like. Sydney Airport, often called Mascot, is about 8 kilometres south of the CBD, or about 10 minutes by train from Central. But I stayed here overnight in a transit hotel. Departures is located on the upper level. As it's winter, there's about an hour and a half before sunrise. If you're arriving by taxi, you'll be dropped off here. That's our flight. Emirates check-in is located in Section E. There's a dedicated queue for business class, although there's no lineups for any class at the moment. As you'd expect, check-in was very quick. Now, most passengers head through security here, but because I'm flying business class, I can use the express security lane. I'm through security screening and immigration in under 10 minutes. There's plenty of duty-free shopping here if that's your thing. There's also cafes and standard airport shops. But I'm heading for the Emirates Lounge, which is located in the southwest section of the terminal. Lounge access is complimentary if you're flying business or first, as well as for gold and platinum frequent flyers. You can also pay for access, but it's $155 plus tax, or slightly less for Emirates Skywards members. I think I'm the only passenger here at the moment. The flight to Dubai has just departed. There's no barista-made coffee, but there are coffee machines. Self-serve spirits and wines are available, but it's too early for me. There are toilets at both ends of the lounge. I thought we should have a quick look at the toilets while there's no one here. It's got a bit of a retro vibe, but I do like the individual hand towels and the hand lotion. There's also a shower here. There's Emirates' first flight of the day, heading to its home port. A journey of more than 14 hours. As you'd expect, free Wi-Fi is available in the lounge. Bircher muesli, yogurt, smoothies, and cereals are all on offer for breakfast. There's also a range of hot items, including sausages, eggs, and pancakes, as well as bread and pastries. I'm a sucker for Bircher muesli, and I've also gone for a watermelon and ginger detox juice. Why not? This Singapore Airlines 777 is being prepared for departure. Meanwhile, we're advised that because the inbound service from Dubai is delayed, our boarding time is pushed back to 7:55 AM. Sydney's a great place to spot wide-body aircraft. Our A380 is here, so I head to the gate. But unfortunately, there's nowhere you can see it from inside the terminal. So here's the view I got of her on arrival in Christchurch. Economy and Premium Economy are on the lower deck, whereas business and first class passengers board via a separate jetway to the upper deck.
We regret to announce that flight we're here for will be slightly delayed due to a late inbound. We are currently in the process of bringing in heading and expecting a departure time of 8:15.
The Singapore 777 is already pushing back, whereas if our flight was on time, we should have pushed back just before it. Good news, boarding has begun. That's one of the jetways to the lower deck. Of course, we go up. Welcome aboard. The business class cabin is arranged in a 1-2-1 layout. The cabin has a bright and modern look. this A380 cabin having been refreshed when premium economy was installed on the lower deck in March 2023. This is my seat. Looks very comfortable for a 3-hour flight. This A380 is relatively young, 5 years old at the time of recording. Business class is very lightly loaded, so there's plenty of space in the overhead lockers. The window seats are staggered between being closer to the window or closer to the aisle. And there's even more storage by the window, with access not to one but 2 of these compartments. On the seat is a pair of noise cancelling headphones, a blanket and a pillow. The in-flight entertainment system has a very large, high-resolution screen. And there's plenty of legroom down here. The crew offer me a welcome drink. Champagne is available, but I opt for apple juice. Still and sparkling water is available in this little caddy, although it's not refrigerated. The crew bring around hot towels.
For this flight to Christchurch in partnership with Qantas. Welcome back to our Emirates Skywards and Qantas frequent flyer members. Our multinational cabin crew on board come from 20 countries and speak 17 languages.
There's a printed menu in both English and Arabic. There's also an extensive drinks list. You can choose between a continental breakfast or a full breakfast with either an omelette or French toast. Snacks are also available, and there's a separate wine list. This aircraft is fitted with external cameras, one on the tail, one on the belly and one on the nose wheel. It's quite handy to keep track of boarding. Looks like the pushback truck is already in place. There are adjustable air vents overhead. There's plenty of charging options, including USB-A and a universal power socket. This is a reading lamp. Emirates is known for having an excellent and extensive entertainment system called ICE. You won't be bored. The crew take breakfast orders before pushback. One passenger has failed to board.
So the ground staff are in the process now of offloading their luggage. The passengers aren't coming, the bags definitely won't be coming with us either, so they're just locating them now. We have been told about 15 more minutes before we can push back. Thanks very much.
Under here, you'll find the safety information and in-flight magazine. We push back almost an hour behind schedule, but to be honest, I've completely forgotten about that in the excitement of this trip.
There are 10 emergency exits on the main deck of this Emirates A380.
The cabin crew are very friendly and ask me if I'm a vlogger. The cabin supervisor also welcomes me on board personally. One of the pilots says we're expecting a few bumps on departure. Today's flight will cover about 1,200 nautical miles, or 2,200 kilometres, across the Tasman Sea to New Zealand's second biggest city, Christchurch, on the beautiful South Island. Time to start up our Rolls-Royce Trent 900 engines. I love these external camera views. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. There's the Sydney CBD. The tail camera is a bit fuzzy, might need a clean. We can see there's a Qantas A330 in front of us. And we just need to wait for this Philippine Airlines A330 to clear the runway.
Cabin crew prepare for departure.
The incredible thing about an A380 takeoff is it hardly feels like you're moving at all. I never cease to be amazed when this behemoth becomes airborne. we make a number of turns to head southeast towards New Zealand. There is free Wi-Fi, but only if you've booked using your Emirates Skywards number. I booked this as a Qantas rather than Emirates flight to earn Qantas points and status credits, so I can't access the internet. Now that we're climbing through 23,000 feet, let's check out the bathrooms before the breakfast service begins. Hello and welcome to the Emirates Business Class bathroom, which are located at the rear of the upper deck. We have a toilet with this faux wood finish. Basin, of course. Tissues. Fragrances here for both men and for women. We have some paper cups for water, and there's a almost full length mirror, so you can check yourself out. There's also toothbrush, razors, everything you need, I guess. And they have this nice little touch of an orchid. Another nice touch is they have cloth towels, so you can dry your hands with a cloth towel, a bit more luxurious. The wash basin is movement operated. I almost forgot the best feature of the toilet. There's a window. Unfortunately, if you're sitting on the toilet, you'll be facing the wrong direction, but still, it's nice to have a room with a view. So in business class, there's a larger forward cabin and a smaller rear cabin. And today, the rear cabin appears to be completely unoccupied. This aircraft can accommodate 14 passengers in first class, 76 in business, 56 in premium economy, and 338 in economy. I do like the mood lighting. Let's take a closer look at our seat. As you can see, there's loads of legroom. We have the seat controls here. We can put it into a full bed mode. We can also move the chair forward and backward. Tray table comes out here. It's quite large and sturdy. As you can see, once it's out, you cannot get out of your seat, so you have to stow it to leave your seat. Those shades are electronically operated, and you can operate them here. Or you can also use the controls over here. This little handheld controller which you can use. You can use it to control the entertainment system. You can also put different information on here that's on the screen if you want to track the flight or watch something. Keep an eye on both. You'll get a pair of noise cancelling headphones which plug into here. They've got this special plug, so people wouldn't steal them because you won't be able to use this at home, of course. Yep. Pretty good. There's a lot of cloud cover today, hoping this won't be the case in New Zealand so we can see the Southern Alps. The white tablecloth is always a premium touch. You can also check out the menu in the Emirates app. The omelette is served with grilled chicken sausages, roasted plum tomato, and sautéed peppers and onions. And what the hell, let's have champagne. The crew also offers me bread or a muffin.
Enjoy.
Breakfast is served. We've got the omelette, also got a croissant, some fresh fruit, yogurt, and who can go without champagne? They also offer coffee and tea, and of course, metal cutlery. I'm glad I didn't eat too much in the lounge. I know this is a cliche, but cheers. A taste of home, Beerenberg jam is from the Adelaide Hills. The food is delicious, I can't fault it. The crew also comes round offering chocolates once I finish eating. Who am I to say no? I order a cappuccino to go with them. We cruise across the Tasman at 39,000 feet. One of the special features of the Emirates A380 is this lounge area at the back of the upper deck. This is great if you're travelling with other people and want to get out of your seat on a long flight. There's also a fully stocked bar. I checked with the crew before filming them. They were very obliging. The bartender asked if I wanted a cocktail, but I couldn't face one at this hour, so I went for sparkling water.
There you go.
I have to say, this is the way to travel. This isn't a very long flight, so we'd best check out the other seat features now. Of course, the seat can go fully flat.
So this is in bed mode. It's a lie flat bed, and you can see the seat well goes right under there.
Having so few passengers allows the crew to go above and beyond. The service is outstanding, but sadly it's time for them to pack the bar away ahead of our arrival.
This is a loo with a view.
In the next 10 minutes or so, we shall commence our descent into Christchurch International Airport. Current conditions on the ground, it's a cool 9 degrees. I think it's safe to say, and thanks for choosing Emirates Airlines.
There's another hot towel service before descent. The South Island comes into view. Clear skies mean we should get fantastic views of the Southern Alps. The belly camera gives us a taste of what's to come. The Southern Alps run approximately 500 kilometres northeast to southwest. New Zealand's tallest peak is Aoraki, also known as Mount Cook, at 3,724 metres. Hopefully my pronunciation isn't too far off. We have to change our clocks as New Zealand is 2 hours ahead of Australian Eastern Standard Time. I wish we could add 2 hours to this trip, it's really a sheer joy. So, how much does this trip cost? This route is typically flown on a bog standard Qantas 737 or Air New Zealand A320, but for just over $100 more, you can travel in style on this A380. The fare is normally the same if booking direct with Emirates, however, by doing it this way through Qantas, you earn a healthy dose of Qantas points and status credits, if that's important to you. You can also book this trip as a Qantas Classic reward, although I found availability very limited. We reach the Canterbury Plains. There are some mild bumps as we descend through the clouds. We get views of Christchurch as we track south towards the airport.
However, the local time is 1:40 in the afternoon and the temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the sign has been switched off. Before leaving us today, please check your seat area for any personal belongings. Thank you for flying Emirates. We hope you enjoy your flight and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
We arrive about 50 minutes behind schedule, but I'm not complaining.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The crew will spend just over 24 hours here before clocking on for tomorrow night's service back to Sydney. And with that, sadly, our flight is over. Such an incredible aircraft.
So how was the flight? All up, it was excellent. It felt very indulgent, but in a good way. Lots of naughty things, felt very premium, very enjoyable. My only complaint is that it was over too quickly.
In my next video, we traverse the mountain range we flew over today, heading for the west coast of New Zealand on board the Transalpine. This will be my second trip on the Transalpine, but this time we're travelling in a more premium class with all-inclusive food and drinks, and during the middle of winter, which promises some wonderful views. Be sure to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Hope to see you then.